What's up, YouTube? I just wanted to quickly make this point clear about making sober friends. So I know that a lot of you guys that want to get sober are thinking, "Man, what am I going to do now?" Because a lot of my friends are all my friends are potheads, and that's all I know. La la la. How do I stay away from it? This is what I should have said in that last video. I don't know what I was thinking. It just came to my mind right now, and that is, don't even worry about that. Just focus on, and listen to this whole video, focus on just getting sober and staying sober and just handle your business. Do whatever you're supposed to do. I know there's a fat list of things that you were supposed to take care of that you kind of like put off, mostly because you've been off getting high and just living in this underground high world all this time. Like for myself, there was like a fat list of things that I should have totally done, and they piled up, and then I had this fat list of things to do, and that alone took up a lot of time that I should totally be by myself to take care of anyway. If I was hanging out with friends, it would kind of like make me procrastinate on those things. So kind of like I'm trying to say also, don't even worry about it. New friends will just somehow make their way into your life. You guys will attract each other into your own lives. It's weird. No one can explain that part of anything. Like no one knows how that works. But one thing I do know, and this is like factual, is don't think like, oh well, based on how things have been, these are the only friends that I've had. These are the only friends I have. And according to the calculations, it looks like I'm not really going to make any sober friends because of how it's been for the last 5 years. Like I've always only made pothead friends or drug friends, and not very many to on top of that. Well, here's what I have to say about that. It's that you've been living in this underground world for high people anyway, and you've also been living in your head. So you haven't been really mingling or communicating with people that don't do drugs really, like in that way. When you smoke weed, you kind of set yourself up to be rejected by everyone else except other potheads. So that's why everyone you've ever met and made friends with has always been like potheads, fellow alcoholics, fellow partiers, fellow this and that. You guys all have these things in common. My friend's mom said, she says, show me your friends and I'll tell you what you're like. So you're a lot like a lot of your friends, you know, like when some people, when they first hear that, they go, the heck kind of thing is that to say? But if you really think about it, it's a really smart thing to say. It's like, um, suppose you're waiting to, I don't know, man, just put it that way. Show me your friends and I'll tell you what you're like. So it's like, I put it this, like in my own head, I was like, okay, so imagine I was supposed to meet someone somewhere, and instead of me going there right away, I sent like 5 of my friends, and they're there. They got there 30 minutes before me. Like, oh, so are you? Like, no, he's on his way. Okay, and then and then this guy who's waiting for me gets to know like 5 of my friends for 30 minutes before I get there. I'm pretty sure he's got an idea. Okay, I'm gonna be a lot like these guys. Suppose they're all freaking straight potheads. Like, oh, what up, bro? He's probably thinking this guy's probably consistent with the pattern I'm seeing here. Pothead, 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 pothead. You know what I mean? So like, um, so yeah, that's just like little evidence that you attract who you are into your life. So it's like you've always been attracting like the bad girls, the bad people, the potheads, the druggies, the alcoholics. You know what I mean? And then once you sober up, you no longer attract that crowd. How can you? You know what I mean? You now start attracting people that are like consistent with who you actually are, and you start becoming who you really are too. So if you're really like this like interesting minded, articulate, I don't know, whatever person that thinks of funny things to say, you know, you'll probably start attracting some people that people that are compatible with you. You'll finally start meeting them. You will no longer you will no longer meet these potheads. You guys are living on separate, you guys are living parallel universes, man. Go ask a sober person, hey, are there a lot of meth heads in Arizona? Go ask a sober person. They're going to say, what the heck is meth? Potheads know what meth is. A lot of people know a lot of drug users know what meth is. But I'm not kidding you. Pick up the phone and call a business in Arizona and get a young person on the phone that doesn't do any drugs and say, hey, are there a lot of, are there a lot of meth heads in Arizona? Are there a lot of meth heads in this place or that place? and they're gonna be like, "What's meth? What do you mean a meth head? Like, I don't get it." You know what I mean? Because they live these parallel universes. This is an underground universe with only a little bit of people in it. Seriously, it's a very small underground, dark, nasty, ugly, hidden world. This like double-lifed world that even though they try to say there's nothing wrong with it, they hide it so well. You know, it's like a hidden, like it's a secret. It's like this underground nasty place to live. So I mean, how are you gonna be living in this world and meet people up here? You know what I mean? So that's why you've never really met anyone up here, or you haven't met people up here in years. In fact, the last time you knew anyone up here was right when you started doing drugs, right? Like the last time you had a sober friend was right as you were starting to smoke weed. It's like, okay, bye normal world. I'm going down here now to live in this underground world. We'll never see each other until I come back up again and get sober with you. You know what I'm saying? So now you're gonna leave this underground world and you're gonna like boop. You're gonna like rise up to this normal world and you're gonna walk around on here and you're gonna meet people that are sober and you're gonna without even trying it's gonna happen. You're gonna somehow make friends that are sober. So for now, don't even worry about it. I am such a talkative person. I am such a kind of person that like loves people and like really enjoys hanging out with people and never thought that I could like do this. And like of all the people that could be on their own for a whole week straight, you would be like, dang, this guy is not him. This guy can't do it. But I freaking did it, right? And I had no problem with it. In fact, I had a great time finally like being by myself and like doing things on my own. And eventually I made a group of friends. Okay, so eventually, and it wasn't all through church. I did meet a lot of people through church. That was one of the things that I did as a sober person. I riz up to the normal world and then started going to church, and I made a lot of friends at church. But I did meet a lot of other friends in other places, and yeah, so they will just magically wind up in your life. Don't worry about it. Don't stress out over it. You can think about it and try, try and put yourself out there. That's fine, but don't stress about it. It'll happen. It'll for sure happen. For sure. Just like same thing. How like guys and girls meet. It's like hardly any of them really forced that to happen. It just happened. You can though. You can make attempts. So you can go on eHarmony and you can like try and like mingle and stuff. And then a lot of other people they ask, what do I do with myself now that I'm sober? I don't know what to do with myself. I did make like a video or two about this. You can have to dig through it. It's like I don't even remember, dude. Like I don't know what it is, but it's somewhere in there. You got to look for it. But just off the top of my head, a bunch of stuff you could do. Just that first days, you got to keep yourself busy. Write a fat list of chores, stuff that you wouldn't mind doing, stuff that you can do and will do. And just like whatever, washing a car, folding clothes, washing cars that aren't yours, washing someone else's car, washing and folding all the clothes you have, even if they're clean. More fun ones, working out, going to the gym for like 5 hours straight. Most gyms have steam rooms now. Go in there for like a freaking hour, go work out for 3 hours, come back to the steam room for an hour, just go back and forth, man. Keep yourself busy. Go on your own, go explore stuff. I used to go on walks. I remember I went on these journeys, like seriously, like almost 20-mile journeys or something. Like I would just walk like crazy, all on my own. It's such a spontaneous experience. It's so fun. I do not regret it. Makes me feel so good thinking about it. It's like a memory I have with myself that I can only reminisce with myself. But it's great. Just all kinds of stuff, man. Just stay busy. Now that you won't be smoking weed, you'll have all this spare money. Imagine all that $5 here, $10 there, $20 there. Not just on weed, you're probably spending a lot of it on fast food. So you're always out and about, rolling around town. Need weed, need food, need weed, need food. It's so sad. Another side note: when you live like that, you always need something. You're never ever satisfied. Like I have an employee, and he's always needing something. Hey, I gotta go smoke. I gotta go outside for a smoke. Oh, I gotta go. He even tells me I'm gonna go smoke some weed or something. If he doesn't, he stresses out if he doesn't have weed. He keeps calling his connection, keeps calling that guy, keeps calling that guy. And then cigarettes. He just smokes a grip of cigarette. If he doesn't have cigarettes, he just can't work. He has to like, oh man, I need to go get some pack of cigarettes. And then if it's not that, he needs alcohol. Blah blah blah. He's just always needing something. And then on top of that, you need fast food too. So I mean, the only thing I need is food, really, and water. Here goes my water, and then I got food. You know what I mean? I managed to eat, but that's it. You know what I mean? You're always needing something, always needing some crap, and then you don't actually need it though. You know, you customize your body to think you need it. Anyway, so now that you won't be needing all that garbage, you're gonna have some spare money. Think of some stuff that you could apply that money toward. It could be fun just saving it. Like I love it's so fun saving money, like just watching it grow. Even if it's a little bit at a time, it's just fun to watch it grow. But other than that, you can get really into like eating healthy. That's something I did too. I got really into it, and that can seriously take up a lot of time too. So that's good. Like cooking, like I would go to the health food store and I would buy like all kinds of crap that I've never eaten before, all kinds of stuff I would never eat. I bought a steamer, right? I bought a steamer, which is just like a pot that steams vegetables. So I would go, it would take me time. I had to go to the grocery store. It takes time. Come back, takes time. I have to wash all the fruit and vegetables. That takes time. Blah 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 blah. I got really into it. I started I bought a juicer. So I would eat my food, and then later on I would make a shake, not a juice, a shake. And then later on I would drink from my juicer, and then I would go freaking work out like crazy. I just got really, really into imagine the opposite of doing drugs every day. That's what I started doing. I did the freaking opposite. So instead of like inhaling smoke into my freaking lungs like crazy, I started running and inhaling the best oxygen I could get. Like dang, like the opposite of damaging my lungs. I was doing the opposite of damaging my body. I was freaking running, man. That's like the opposite. You know what I mean? And then the opposite of taking in toxins and garbage all freaking day long, I was taking in like nutrition, bro. Nutrition. You know what I mean? I was getting flaxseed, all kinds of crap. Broccoli, cauliflower, all this stuff. I got a book called The 150 Most Healthiest Foods in the World, or 150 of the Greatest Foods in the World. It's a big book. I got it at a bar. I got it on some. I forgot. Anyway, it wasn't that expensive, and I would read one page per day. One page had the whole. One page took up the whole food, so like one food per day. I'd read about it, and then I would. I'm gonna try that, and I would go get another food. And so that was like a little sport in itself, you know what I mean? It kept me busy. It was fun to do. I watched myself progress in it. I had goals and stuff. And yeah, so you can if you really put your mind to it, you can you can keep yourself busy for every 15 hours, all the hours that you're awake. If you sleep 9 hours, you're awake for 15. You can keep yourself busy all on your own for 15 hours straight. And if you want, you can put yourself in situations where you would see and interact with people that you don't know yet, and that way you can make friends, like say the gym or something, or like going to the park and playing basketball or something like that. Going to a farther away park, so it takes you more time to get there, so it takes up more time in your day, catching the bus to get there. Maybe one in a really nice neighborhood, that's where the friendlier people are at, and that's where I feel more comfortable at anyway, especially at parks. Go to the mall, whatever, dude. Even if you don't have any money, just go by yourself. I would rather be by myself walking around at the mall with no freaking money than smoking weed ever in my life. I would rather be like hanging upside down in the desert with no water or food for a day and a half than to smoke weed right now. Seriously. I would rather someone beat me with a wet sheet with right in the middle of the chest as hard as they can than to smoke weed ever again for the rest of my life. Seriously. It's worth it. It's worth being a loner for this time being. It's worth going off and just being by yourself for right now. When you are a pothead, you are very, very extremely dependent. You depend on weed. Okay, you depend on weed heavily. You depend on all kinds of other stuff too. And then you depend on your friends like crazy. A lot of people don't want to do anything on their. A lot of potheads don't want to do anything on their own, no matter how macho they pretend to be, like, or they think that they are. They just don't want to do anything on their own. It's like, hey man, I need some socks. Let's go to the store. It's like, what do you mean? Let's go to the store? Like, why don't you go by yourself? No one would ever say that because every pothead's down. Oh, I'm down. I'll back you up. Let's go. You know what I mean? Like, but like you never are like, yeah, hey, I can't go because I'm busy, bye, and then you just go off and do your own thing. Like, most potheads are very dependent upon each other, and you do all these things with each other. Like, if you ever notice when someone wants to quit smoking weed, they say, "Hey, I know it. Let's all quit." And then everyone goes, "No, I don't want to quit." And then you just lose motivation. Okay, then never mind then. Because you're just so used to doing everything as that big group. So become so like to become sober is to say I'm going to become independent. Just like gang members think they're all cool and tough, but really they're like little weenies because if you think about it, they're all super dependent. They're not independent in any way. They did not choose the outfit they wear. Imagine a Hispanic gangster, right? Wears a wife beater, which is a white tank top, shaves his head, wears plaid shorts and K-Swiss shoes and long socks. Do you think he thought that all up himself? He's like, this is what I just find cool. Nope, that's a freaking outfit. That's a freaking uniform. That's what it is. That's a uniform. I chose the clothes that I wear. I think these clothes are cool, so I bought it. You know, like, hey, I like that design. I'm gonna buy it. You know what I mean? I like these shoes. I'm gonna buy these shoes. I like these jeans. I'm gonna buy these jeans. This is a product of my mind. Okay, this is what I think is cool. I wore this today. You know what I mean? But that's just a little example of like dependent and independent. So like to go off on your own is to be independent. You know what I mean? So just go off on your own right now and be independent. Do not be dependent. Do not think, oh, I need friends to do this. You don't need friends to do this, and you will get new friends. I guarantee it. And don't try to hang out with your old friends and get sober. I freaking relapsed like 5, 6, 7 times because of that. I even got as far as 6 months one time. 6 months sober. And it took me that 7th time or whatever it was to finally realize, hey man, I know what I'm doing wrong. Weed is a 2-part addiction, and I only quit the 1 part. I quit smoking weed, but I'm still hanging out with my friends. Oop, so I'm gonna cut that out. And yeah, as simple as that, you know what I mean? And I thought I was all big, bad, and tough. No, I know what I'm doing. I've been sober before. I know how to stay good and sober. Yeah. Here I am over here hanging out with them as they smoke weed, and I'm just like, and I think I got it down, you know? And then just, I'm standing around, the weed's going around in a circle, and then it's just, oop, I got a little thought of weed, just a thought of weed just came to my mind. You know what I mean? And then it's right there. Here it is. Uh-oh, it's right there. All I have to do is go like that and go like this, and then it's there. You know what I mean? And the only reason the thought of weed came into my mind is because it's right there in my face like that every time I hang, every day, basically. So eventually, I don't know, like, my mind's pretty random, too. Like, I'll just randomly get a thought. But I can guarantee you, if I wasn't hanging out with them, for one, I would not have had that thought, that quick little small 5-second urge or whatever it was. I would have not have had it. And if I did have it, it would have went away right away. And I wouldn't have freaking been in any situation where I can do it on the spot within 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Say I'm on the freeway going that way, like home is back there, like 10 minutes that way. I'm not going to be on the freeway and go, oh crap, I just got an urge. I'm not going to like freaking jump off 5 lanes and get off the freeway and go back 10 minutes home and freaking like, dang, I don't even remember everybody's phone number, man. What am I gonna do? Like, I'm not gonna go like looking for everybody's number. Hey man, do you still sell weed? I'm not gonna call everybody up and freaking try and buy weed from them, you know what I mean? That urge is gonna go poof up and evaporate in the air. But I promise you, you won't even get the freaking urge. Like, the only reason the urge came is because like an idiot, I still hung out with my friends. And by the way, since you now know, it's been like 5 years since I smoked weed, right? And some people ask me, do you still hang out with your old friends? No, I don't. I don't hang out with them. I do see them sometimes though. Like at a birthday party, I'll say what's up to everyone. It's not that I hate them or anything, and they know this too. Here goes the biggest reason why we don't hang out. Because we have nothing in common. Straight up, 2 different lives. You know what I mean? Like, my conversation versus their conversation, it's like, it doesn't make any sense. I would have to stoop down to their level for us to have a decent conversation. Or they would have to come up here to my level to have a decent conversation. You know what I mean? They are the most interesting people I've ever met in my entire life. They're the coolest group of guys ever. Seriously, like what they got going on here is so freaking crazy and so cool. But because of our lifestyles are so different, who we are right now are just different people, man. And we just we're not in any way like, hey man, you're cool. Like we should totally hang out all the time. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So I tend to make friends with people that are like me right now, which are sober people. Basically, 100% of the people I hang out with are sober, and almost all of them don't even cuss. And a lot of them have never even seen drugs. My best friend is one that quit smoking weed too, and I've known him since kindergarten. Anyway, so yeah, so I don't recommend it, and you can still be the friends. Like I still can see these people, and like to be honest with you, there's two particular people, like two people I've known almost my whole life, and they still smoke weed, and they don't live too far from me. They seriously live like a driving distance, like less than 5 minutes away from me, and I never see them, right? And I call them. I for a while I was calling specifically one of them all the time, and I would be like, dude, you never hang out with me anymore, man. We gotta talk, bro. Every once in a while, at least check in with me. You know, like every 2 3 months, is let's have lunch, just kick it. You know, let's say what's up to each other. I know I don't smoke weed anymore. I know that like you don't like it when I talk like this or whatever, but just let's talk, bro. Da, 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 da. And then he would put me off, like crazy. Just seriously like avoid or whatever. Like he's too busy for me, you know. And I'm all thinking like, dang, in my head, I'm like, I can't wait to hang out with him again. He's hilarious. Like one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. Like the third funniest person I've ever met in my life. And I'm a big fan of humor. Um, so when I finally did get to hang out with him, which was seriously like almost a year later, I got to hang out with him, and I was like, within less than 3 minutes, seriously, it took that quick. Like about the first minute, in my head, I was shaking my. I wasn't shaking my head in real life, but in my head, I was going like, "Oh my gosh!" Like I can't believe I wanted to hang out with this. Seriously, I can't believe I wanted to hang out with this. This is not my friend. You know what I mean? Like, let's say my friend for right now. Let's say his name is Nick. No, let's say his name is um, Sam. This is not Sam. This is not the Sam I know. This is a piece of crap. Like seriously, like this guy sucks. Like seriously, like what a boring person. Like what a whack person. Like this fool is just like out of his mind. Just like oh my gosh. Like just everything about it was depressing. And then I saw my other friend Rick. Rick is the second guy. I've been trying to hunt that guy down and talk to him for so long, and he's always like, he's always too busy for me and stuff. And I finally like almost snuck into his house. Like I didn't sneak into his house, but somebody was at his house, and they were like, "Hey man, we're right here." And I was like, seriously driving by, and I was like, "I'm gonna go over there right now." Then pull in the freaking driveway. What's up? You know, I thought I was gonna have a blast just hearing the things that Rick says because he's so interesting and fun and funny to be around. And oh my gosh, what I saw was just so sad, and I was just like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like I tried so hard. I was telling my girlfriend, I was telling my girlfriend, man, Rick and Sam won't hang out with me. I'm not like complaining, I'm not like crying about it, but I'm like, dang, these guys are so cool. Like I miss them, you know? And then I was telling her, like, man, I can't believe I tried so hard to hang out with these people. Like these people are so like, I do have much better time talking to her like younger brothers and nephews. Like I would have a much better time hanging out with her 8-year-old nephew or talking to her like 13-year-old nephew. Seriously, I do have better time talking to them. That's what it's like. So, and that's what it'll be like for you too. When you get sober, hanging out with people like that is just weird. Like it just don't make no sense. Like they are still the same people. And don't get me wrong, at a birthday party or something, it'd be totally fun and cool. Like, like talk about old times, you know. But like as far as hanging out with them on a regular basis, you won't want to do it and they won't want to do it. And you will both agree to it. You will not be sad about it. It will not be a depressing thing. You will have your own life and they will have theirs. And until they come to their senses, and if they ever do, you'll be the first person they call. I can guarantee it. Anytime any of my friends ever get sober for a few days, they freaking call me. Like one of them got sober for 8 days, and he's like, I was the only person he wanted to hang out with. And so yeah, I hope you get sober, brothers. I gotta go. Okay, take it easy and don't do anything. Be good. All right, bye.